Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to another week worth of maths lessons. We've been so impressed with the work you've done recently, so keep it up. Today we're going to continue our work on missing angles in triangles, but we're going to be focusing on isosceles triangles today. But before we move on to that, it's time to have a go at your morning arithmetic. So please can you pause the video now and answer these 6 questions on a piece of paper. Remember, you can do the morning arithmetic and reasoning with your maths lesson, or you can choose to do it separately like we would at school. Pause the video and have a go at these 6 questions, please. Okay, you should have paused the video to answer all 6 questions because I'm now going to go on to the answers. For these ones, they were mostly quite simple, so I don't really need to go through any of the answers. You can see they're up here. Remember, with 35% of 600, you could use chunking or timesing method. And for question 6, you were doing the part, add the part equals the whole. Therefore, you're looking for a part, so you're subtracting. Okay. Your reasoning questions are here. Can I please ask you to pause the video again and have a go at them? Remember, we did pie charts a couple of weeks ago in home learning, and it's important with these questions, it's asking you how many students, not what fraction of students. So please pause the video now and have a go at going through these pie chart questions. Make sure you've answered all of the questions before you start going through the answers. It's really important to show integrity in your independent work. The most common method of travel was walking. The least common method was cycling or bike. What fraction of students caught the bus? We can see that's a right angle, so it's 1/4. What fraction of students walked? It looks like a third. Another way I know this is equal to a third is because it's 120 degrees. 120 degrees out of the whole circle, which is 360 degrees. If I simplify that by dividing both by 120, I've got 1/3. So the fraction of students that walked is 1/3. How many students caught the bus? That tells me I'm not looking for the fraction, I'm looking for the actual number. 1/4 of 36 students caught the bus, that's equal to 9. And how many students walking? Same thing, I'm looking for 1/3 of 36, and that's equal to 12. Well done if you got those questions correct. Okay, can you please pause the video now? Please can you write your date and Walt and pause the video and have a go at answering these 2 do now questions. These questions are based on what we did last Friday, where you were finding the missing angles in a scalene triangle. So a scalene triangle is where all 3 angles are different. And remember, we start with what we know and we take away. We know that it's a triangle, we know it's 180 degrees, and then we take away the 2 angles that we do have to find the missing one. Please pause the video now and have a go at those questions. Okay, you should not still be watching this video if you haven't solved those 2 do now questions. I'm going to start by doing 36 add 81. 36 add 81 would give me 117. I know that the interior angles of a triangle are 180 degrees, so I'm just doing 180 subtract 117. I'm going to need to regroup in order to do that, and my missing angle here will be 63 degrees. For the second question, I know that this square means that it's 90 degrees, a right angle. So I'm doing 90 degrees at 70 degrees, which is 160, and then I just need to do 180, take away 160, leaving me with 20 degrees. Well done if you got 63 and 20 degrees for those 2 triangles. Okay, today we're just going to reiterate what we know about triangles because we're going to be focusing especially on isosceles triangles. So you should have learnt the different types of triangles in Year 5 and potentially as well in Year 4. The main 3 types of triangles, or the 3 types of triangles, so the only type of triangle, sorry, a triangle can either be an equilateral triangle. The clue is in the name there, equal, meaning all are the same. An equilateral triangle has 3 sides that are the same length and 3 angles which are the same. The next type of triangle is an isosceles triangle. To help me remember what kind of triangle an isosceles triangle is, I look at the SOS in the middle, and that shows me that 2 of the sides are the same and 1 of the sides is odd. Isosceles triangles have 2 equal sides and 2 equal angles and 1 side and 1 angle that are not equal. The final kind of triangle is a scalene triangle, and when I'm trying to remember which one this is, I try and think of what sort of things are scaly, and it's usually something that to me seems odd or unusual, maybe a reptile or something like that, and that helps me remember that there's 3 different sides, different angles. I'm not really sure why that one works for me, but scaly makes me think of something unusual, and so I'm remembering they're all 3 are different. So equilateral triangles, 3 equal sides, 3 equal angles. Isosceles triangles, 2 equal sides and 2 equal angles, and a scalene triangle will have all 3 sides are different and all 3 angles being different. So if we have a look at this triangle, based on my definitions that I gave you before, you can probably work out what kind of triangle it is. Is it an equilateral? Is it an isosceles triangle? Or is it a scalene triangle? Well done if you think it's an isosceles triangle. You can see that this side is 10 centimetres and this side is 10 centimetres, which makes them the same. And in maths, when you see a shape like that with two sides the same, you'll be shown the sides are the same by a little line on the side. That line represents this side being the same as that one. If all three sides were the same, all three sides would have the line on, but in this case, only these two sides are the same. That also tells me that two of the angles will be the same in this triangle. And we're going to talk now about how I know which two angles are the same and which one is separate. So, in order to find which two angles are the same, you first need to find the angle that's the odd one out. In order to find the angle that's the odd one out, you need to find the sides which are equal and look where they meet. I can see, for example, down here, it's an equal side and a not equal side. So that angle is not what I'm looking for. This angle up here is where my two equal sides are meeting. You follow it up to the point. Now I know this angle here is the one that's different to the other ones. So today we're going to label it as D for different. And these ones down here are matching, so I'm going to label them with an M. I know then that the two sides which are equal join together at an angle which is different to the other two. That angle will be D for the rest of the day, and then the two matching angles are going to be labelled as M. We're now going to look at some more triangles, and we're going to talk about which angle is different and which angle are matching. Let's start with this one up here. I can see these two sides are equal, so the angle where those two equal sides are joining, that is angle D, which means the other two are the matching angles. Can you please go through now and point at the angle which you think is angle D in triangle 1, 2, and 3? Which angle is the odd one out on those three triangles? So I need to look where the two equal sides are joining. Up here is angle D. These ones then are matching. So far, all of my angle Ds have been at the top, but that's not always the case. It's where the two equal sides are joining, and so in this instance, this angle here is angle D, making these two my matching angles. Let's look at this triangle then. They're joining at this angle, making that D, and these two are M. If you struggled to identify which angle was angle D, just go back and re-watch this part of the video, because before you move on, you need to be able to identify in a triangle, whichever way round it is, which angle is different and which two are matching, because it's going to be essential for our understanding of how to find the missing angles in an isosceles triangle. The reason we need to know and be able to easily identify angle D, the different one, and angle M, the matching one, is because there's two different methods for when you're looking for it. So we're going to go through a few examples. Don't worry, I'm going to go through plenty of examples so you can see lots of different ways of doing it. So in this question, I'm being asked to find angle A. I can see angle A here is at the top. Before I go any further though, I need to decide if angle A is the angle that's matching or if angle A is the one that is different to the other two. So I find my sides which are equal, and I can see that this angle, angle A, is where my two matching sides are meeting. Therefore, this angle is the odd one out. That's important because it tells me that this angle is the matching angle. Matching and matching. Therefore, I know the size of this angle. This angle is 30 degrees. So when you're looking for angle D, there's two simple steps you need to follow. Double the matching angles so that you've got both of them. 30 add 30 is equal to 60. And now, because we know that there are 180 degrees in a triangle, you simply need to do 180 take away 60, which is 120 degrees. Now, this drawing is not to scale, so don't worry that that doesn't look like an angle that's 120 degrees. But the point is, once I have doubled M, I'm subtracting to find that missing angle. Let's have a look at this question then. First, I need to know if I'm looking for D or M. I can't do anything else until I know whether or not I'm looking for D or M. So can you decide now whether you think angle A, this one here, is the different angle or the matching ones? Well done if you said this was angle D. These two down here are the matching angles. So it's up to you now to follow the two steps. You know that you're looking for this odd one out, So all you need to do is double angle M and then subtract it from 180. Pause the video now and have a go at finding the missing angle in this question. Okay, so I'm going to do 26, add 26. That's going to give me 52 degrees. Once I've found that both of these angles together are 52 degrees, all I need to do is 180 take away 52. I'm going to use the formal subtraction method. I saw some of you tried to use mental methods last time we were doing angles and triangles and made some silly mistakes. So I'm going to recommend using the formal written methods today just in case. Angle D in this question would be 128 degrees. Okay, my turn again. I need to first find out if I'm looking for angle D or angle M. So let's identify where my two equal sides are, and I can see they meet down here. Angle A then is the different one. These two are angle M. Remember, the different angle isn't always the one at the top. It's just wherever the two same sides meet. So I'm looking for angle D, which means I need to double M. So that's 42, add 42, giving me 84. And then subtract it from the total of a triangle, which is 180 degrees. Again, I'm going to use the formal written method for this question because I don't want to make any silly mistakes. 96 degrees. Right, it's your turn to have a go at this one. First, work out which angle is D and which angles are M, and then follow the method to find your missing angle. Please pause the video now and have a go at this question. Question 2. Okay, so the first thing you needed to do was identify what angle you're looking for. I can see these are the two equal sides and they meet down here at angle D. Therefore, these are my matching angles. I follow my steps then. 2 times matching, so that's 35 times 2, or 35 add 35, giving me 70. And then step 2, subtract. 180 take away 70 is 110 degrees. Again, I know that doesn't look like 110 degrees, but these triangles are not drawn to scale. Right, this question is slightly different. I need to identify which angles are the same and which angles are different. I can see these sides are the same, so this here at the top is angle D. That means I'm not looking for angle D, I'm looking for the matching angles. I need to find angle M. So I need to use the different set of instructions now. I want to find one of these angles by themselves. So all I need to do is start off by taking away the odd one out, or the odd angle. 180 take away 62. I'm going to use the written method so I don't make any silly mistakes. That gives me 118 degrees. This and this is 118. Because I know both of them are exactly the same, to find one of them, all I need to do now is divide it by 2, splitting that perfectly in half. Again, I'm going to use the formal written method to make sure I don't make any mistakes, and I'm left with 59 degrees. That tells me 59 degrees and 59 degrees are these two missing angles. So remember, the most important thing when you're doing these questions is to correctly identify whether you're looking for the different angle or the matching angles. Have a go at this one then. In fact, sorry, I'm going to go through this one, but if you want to, you can pause the video and have a go yourself, but this is only the second one like this. So again, I'm going to see these two sides are matching there, and if I follow them up, then it takes me to angle D here. If that's the different one, these are my matching ones. So again, I start by taking away the matching angle, the different angle. I get rid of D. 180 take away 20 is 160. Now I'm left with these two down here, which I know are exactly equal, so I can simply divide it by 2. 160 divided by 2. Again, you can use formal written methods, or you can use a mental method with this one because it's linked to a known fact, and you can see this is 80 degrees. Right, it's your turn to have a go at this one. I want you to find the missing angle A. Please find missing angle A. Don't forget to start by labeling if you're looking for D or M, and then follow the 2 steps. Pause the video if you haven't already and solve this question. I'm going to go through the answers now. Remember, it's really important to have a go now to identify whether or not you're feeling confident with this before you try the independent work. Here are my 2 matching angles. If I follow them up, that takes me to the odd one out. Sorry, 2 matching sides leading me to the odd angle out. So I'm looking for angle M. I start by doing 180, take away 42. That will give me 138. Now I'm going to do 138 divided by 2. That will give me 69 degrees. Okay, so the most important thing is to know whether you're looking for angle D or angle M. Remember, we did that right at the beginning of the lesson, so if you need to, you can go back and have a look at that section. Okay, right, have a look at this one then. You can see that it's not the same way up as the way we've been looking at the rest of them, so you need to be extra careful which way around it is. These two are matching, this is the different angle. Therefore, I'm looking for the matching angles, and I know my two steps. 180, take away 28. That's going to give me 152, and then I need to do 152 divided by 2. That would give me 76 degrees. Your turn to do this one. Have a go. Make sure you know what you're looking for. This says question 3, but I think it's actually question 4. Sorry about that. Have a go at question 4, please. If you haven't already, pause the video and do question 4. Remember, you need to try doing these questions by yourself before you do the main sheet so you know whether or not you're confident. Okay, these are my two matching sides and they meet up here. This is angle D then, and these are angle M's. I'm looking for the matching angles, so I need to subtract first. 180 take away 44 would give me 136, and then I'm doing 136 divided by 2, and that will give me 68 degrees. Okay, on these two then, one of them is looking at this method and one of them will be using this method. So have a look closely at these two questions. This is going to be question 5. Sorry for the confusion with the numbers. This will truly be where you see how confident you are with identifying whether you're looking for the difference, whether you're looking for the different or the matching angles. So can you please have a go at these two different questions? Remember, there's going to be two different methods involved here. Pause the video now and try these two questions, finding both angle A and B. Okay, so when we're looking for angle B, first off, we have to start by deciding which angle is different and which ones are matching. You can see these are two equal sides, so at the top here is the different angle, these are the matching ones. I'm looking for a matching one, that means I follow this method. 180 take away 20 is 160, and 160 divided by 2 will give me 80 degrees. Over here, I'm using that first method we saw, because if I see these two are matching at the top, these two meet at the top, that's a different angle, these are the matching angles. So I need to use that first method. I double angle M, 32 add 32 is 64, and then I'm taking away from 180 to find the other angle. 180 subtract 64. That means in this question, angle A is 116 degrees. Well then, if you've got both of those questions correct, that means you're probably feeling confident and ready to go on to the independent work. For anyone who didn't get those two questions correct, I would recommend going back to the beginning of the video and just re-watching the bit where we're deciding if we're looking for D or M. Because once you know how to do that, you're simply following those two steps to success. We're going to look at a couple of reasoning problems before I show you our independent work. My friend says this is an equilateral triangle. Are they correct? Well, we need to access the information we know in our heads. I know two things about an equilateral triangle. I know equilateral means all angles are equal, and I know all triangles have interior angles of up to 180 degrees. 40, 40, 40. Yes, they're all equal. 40, 40, 40, do they add up to 180 degrees? No, it adds up to 120 degrees, therefore this is not possible. This triangle could not possibly exist because it wouldn't add up to 180 degrees. Okay, here's another reasoning problem. You're asked to find angle X. You're going to have to use this angle here in order to work it out. If you want, pause the video and try this challenge question. Otherwise, I'm just going to show you how you could do it so that you can try one later. So if you want to be brave, just have a go by yourself first. Otherwise, I'm just going to show you how you would do it. In order to find angle X, I need to find this angle down here. Okay, I know this is the different angle and these are my matching angles. So I use the information that how many degrees are in a straight line, 180 degrees, and I take away 123 degrees. Okay, that will give me 57 degrees. Now, if this is 57 degrees, that tells me this is also 57 degrees. So I know how I can find this missing angle. I need to do 57 degrees multiplied by 2. 2 times 7 is 14, 2 times 5 is 10, add 1 is 114. That tells me the total of these two. To find my missing one, I'm now going to do my final step, 180 degrees, subtract 114 degrees. Quite a few steps involved here, but if you go step by step and you're using all of the facts that you know, you do have all the information that you need in order to find that missing angle. Here, the missing angle is 66 degrees. Okay, here's one more type of reasoning question. Will this triangle be an isosceles, equilateral, or scalene triangle? How do you know? Well, all I need to do here is find out this missing angle. Once I found out that missing angle, I need to remember what I know about triangles. Is it equilateral? Are they all different, or are two the same and one is odd? All I need to do is 90 add 45 degrees, which is equal to 135 degrees. And then I'm doing 180 degrees, subtract 135 degrees, which will be equal to 45 degrees. I'm going to label up 45 degrees. Aha, I can see two angles are equal. That tells me it's not a scalene triangle, it's not an equilateral triangle, it's an isosceles triangle. So that's how you would solve some reasoning problems. It's going to be over to you now. You're going to have a go at finding the missing angles on these triangles. What I'm going to do is pause the video, or ask you to pause the video and have a go at the questions. In a moment, I'm going to go through the video and for the first 3 questions, help you out by helping you to identify if you're looking for the different or the matching angle. I'm also going to put up on the side your steps to success so that you'll be able to answer the questions directly from the video. So I'm just going to grab these steps to success and put them in the right place for you. It will take me 1 second, sorry. I think this will be really helpful. First, remember, the very first thing you need to do is label the triangles, whether you're looking for the different or the matching triangles. Once you know whether you're looking for the different or matching angles, then you're simply following these 2 steps here. Okay, so have a go at these questions, and if you're struggling, unpause the video in a moment and I'll just go through for the first couple of questions whether you're looking for a D or an M angle. So over to you, pause the video, please have a go. Oh gosh. Please have a go at these questions first. It's really important. Why does that keep happening? Sorry. It's really important that you're trying to do these questions independently. So pause the video and have a go. Okay, if you've just got started and you're finding it a little bit tricky, I'm going to give you some clues for the first couple of questions. I'm just going to go through and label whether you're looking for a D or an M. At the top here, I can see A is where the 2 matching sides meet, so that's the D. Doing that question, then you'd follow these steps to success. For the second question, I can see you're not looking where the 2 steps meet, therefore it's your M angle. For this one, A is the D, and for this one, it's the D. For this one, it's an M. Hopefully that's helped and you're going to be more confident answering these questions. If you're already feeling confident, fantastic, well done, and hopefully you got it right. So pause the video, have a go again. I'm now going to show you some challenge questions. If you want to, have a go at these challenge questions, but you don't have to. You can just skip through this part. So if you want, pause the video and try this one. You can pause the video now and try this one. And finally, this is the last challenge question I'm going to give you. It's a little bit like one we saw earlier. There's one piece of information missing for you to be able to work it out, and that's to know which sides are equal. Sorry. So pause the video, have a go at that one. Right. Here are the answers. You can see that the angles which have been circled were the angles you should have found. So for the first one, we were looking for 116, for the second one, 71 degrees, for the next one, 76 degrees, and so on. So those are the answers to the main set of questions. Remember, I should be able to see your method. If I can't see a method, I'm going to be quite confused. Right, for this one, will this triangle be a isosceles, equilateral, or scalene triangle, and how do you know? Well, you needed to do 90 add 45, which was 135, then subtract it and find this as 45 degrees. Then you know it's an isosceles triangle because 2 sides are equal. Amanda has a triangle. 2 of the angles are 14 degrees and 45 degrees. Kimmy says that her triangle cannot possibly be an isosceles triangle. Do you agree or disagree? Explain your answer fully. I've said the isosceles triangle has 2 equal sides. So if the 2 equal sides were 14 degrees, that would be 14 add 45, which is 73. That's not 180. And if the 2 equal angles were 45 degrees, that would be 45 add 45 and 104. And 14, which is 104, and that's also not 180. So it's not possible for the triangle to be both isosceles and have 2 of those sides being equal. And finally, if you were solving this one, you needed to find angle A first, knowing that's adding up to 180 degrees. So that's 60. Then, because it's an isosceles triangle, you know that's also 60, which means you're doing 60 add 60 is 120. 180 subtract 120 is 60 degrees. Right. Well done to everyone who worked hard and answered all of those questions. There was quite a lot to do in today's lesson, so I'm really impressed with everyone who managed to get through all of those questions. Don't forget to upload your work onto Seesaw, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of your fantastic work.